And this one was really, I don't remember the name of it. Sean will have to remind me. Sean Staplefeld. But this is a really easy stone to use. I'm very appreciative that he sent this to me. What happened was he honed one of my razors with this edge, and that he sent back, and so he said to be able to maintain it, here you go. That's just freaking awesome. Because for one, I don't have the enough knowledge about it. The information's out there, you know, but not just that, it's just the expense of finding the right one, because you're kind of blind online, and hopefully you get the right one, and hopefully you don't get taken or charged absorbently for the stone. I'm hoping the shadow isn't too bad on this. One of these days I gotta get the light box in here to make it a lot easier for taking pictures and capturing images. Because I actually have a better camera than my phone, but the lighting is the issue, because the aperture, the darkness or whatever, the ISO or whatever, is just a lot more work to set up than just on your phone, right? Just point and go. Fill up considerably on my pressure. Got a lot of resistance right there. And because taking the time with that, I've just narrowed down the time it sets for setting the bevel, because basically I had done all the work. And just to be clear, I'm not doing, because you can tell there's not much flat spots, I'm not using a flat a plate or anything like that to do it. I used what I showed in other videos, a curved block of wood with some sandpaper on to fine-tune those specific areas. So now I'm going to try a little bit of the slurry from the stone. And this is fairly good worn plate. Toma, I think it's a 600. I don't know, it's pretty fine. I don't remember. Maybe it's 800. I don't know. So anyways, yeah, just how fast this went together. But I do, when I'm going through and doing this, thinning out the bevel and stuff, I would make a rolling stroke on there and evaluate the evenness of it and what parts it was hitting. So this is kind of creamy, chalky feeling. Almost, because I just got a stone. I'll be doing a video of it. That. It's a teeny little thing, but that's a Tam O'Shanter and Water of Air combo from Griffith's store, which I'm super stoked to have. I have a couple of razors that I did. One Water Vare on one side and the Tamo Shanter on the other. So I'm going to be doing a test shave today. Meant to do it the other day, but just didn't happen. This is like a silky feeling stone. Like when you first do the slurry, it's kind of feels a little bitey, you know, a little gritty to some degree, but it just smooths right out. Much faster than using Arkansas stones, that's for sure. And a lot faster for me than the cauticles, because I'm still struggling with the cauticles. Devin has been kind enough to review and discuss on his channel about the one stone home I sent. There was for the cauticle, and I believe it was the rougher cauticle I had, because he was talking about the teeth to it, and he said he didn't really specify, but I think he had a little bit of discomfort from it. When he was doing it, I noticed that it wasn't as keen as I would have liked it or sent with it, but I had already packaged it up and didn't get a chance to redo it. But I'm looking forward to trying out his edge and what he's be able to develop with his using his stone and process. So I'm looking forward to that, and also seeing how he likes the other edges I sent him. I am way more confident and comfortable with the Zulu Gray. I can get really easy, lovely, comfortable edges with it. It's just an easy stone to use as well. The Do Indie one, I only have one or two razors with that edge. That was also from Africa, that Eric has been kind enough to pass around to everybody that is wanting to try it out. That was a really enjoyable stone, like very flexible. Let me see if I move that a little closer. Wonderful edges, very keen, very comfortable, easy to get too bitey. But he suggested that use a little bit more slurry with it to calm it down, and that seemed to do it. But I wanted to test the surface conditioning to push it to see what it could do, what would be too far. Because what I conditioned on my Arkansas stones, it was not what I could do with that stone. Because some you have to really watch that, or they just give you a foil edge, or they just too toothy. And I found out that that was what was going on with that stone. It was just way too foily. Would foil too easy. So rinse this off again. So I'm going to do a little bit of straight Dawn dish soap. The reason I do the dish soap, which I think I've explained before, is to draw it into the stone a little bit more. So this way I'm saving any kind of pushing to distort the blade as I can. And that's with the Arkansas, which works really well because it being pulled into the stone works really well for an arc. The way it cuts and stuff like that, it just prefers that pressure. Or at least I prefer it because of how, okay, this is feeling a little different. And right now I'm just gauging that sensation. I lost my train of thought with that. I had to focus on that because I was noticing a little difference. And that's why I kind of do this, is it really kind of tells you what's going on with the contact of the blade on the stone. Because there's some spots that are meeting at the apex and they're grabbing the stone or it's a higher point, and it grabs the stone a lot more than in the other area. And the idea is to have a consistent polish along the whole thing and even out that scratch pattern along the bevel. And with this, I wasn't able to get it absolutely perfect where there was no light going through, but it was close enough that it made a huge difference, because I couldn't even get it to have an edge on it because it was so all over the place with the way the blade was. And so getting that apex centered made all the difference in the world with this blade. And of course, it'll get cleaned up so it looks a lot better. Yeah, the geometry of it, like the evenness, is definitely noticeable, but I'm just working through it to try to get it as close as I can. And like I said, after a while it'll just all work itself out, as long as you're paying attention to it. So just going to do a palm strap real quick just to clean any residue off after rinsing it. Okay, so I'm going to try doing a little bit of polishing with my this stone. It is called talc stone. And that's basically what it does. It just does a real quick polish. I don't know if you can hear it or see it, but it is sticking like at the dickens. I'm focusing my pressure on the bevel. Ooh, that's sticky. Almost chalky sensation, so I'm going to rinse that off. If you're not careful, it can grab too much and damage that edge.